Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly Journals and welcome back to my channel and to the first of my Disney Plan With Me's. I have been gone a little bit longer than I ever anticipated or I intended to. I actually filmed enough so that the whole time I was away I had videos going up, and then I kind of failed at starting filming when I got back. I can't remember what happened, but something unexpected happened and I was like, oh, I'll just take a week off, and then a week turned into 2 weeks and here we are in August and I'm uploading my first video. And I was going to start on the first day of August, but then life got in the way again and I couldn't upload because I was at guide camp unexpectedly till Saturday, so there was no way a Friday video was going to end up happening, basically because another leader went home sick, so I had to stay for longer than I'd anticipated. So basically this week you'll have a Monday, Wednesday, Friday video. They come out at 6 PM UK time, so currently BST time, 6 PM. So yeah, that's kind of where I've been. Life has been in the way. I will get into that as we get up to those Plan With Me's, but I am now super behind on uploading Plan With Me's. What will happen is 1 week you'll get 2 Plan With Me's, one on Monday and one on Friday, and the next week you'll get a Plan With Me on a Monday and a different sort of video on a Friday, generally like kit lineups or hauls, because that's all there's really space for. Anyway, on to this kit. This is a super old Scribble Co kit, and I think it's called, or like Magic, the name will be in the title, but it's like Magic Park or something like that. It's J. Crew Plans art, so that kind of says how old this kit is. And I'm just doing the base. I am using Park Hopper underlays in Sparkly Hollow, so this is a full Scribble Co Sparkly Hollow moment, and I kind of love how it comes together. I think it looks really good. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I did also pull in some planner face extras because I didn't have glitter headers, so I did show those off at the beginning, and just some extra bits to make this kit have enough stuff because it is a really old format. And we've got extenders on a lot of days, so Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday and Sunday all have extenders, so that's a lot of fun. And this is the week that I flew off to Florida, the beginning of my trip. We were there for just over 3 weeks, so there are 4 Disney spreads I believe, and I don't start going to Disney until the next week, on the Wednesday I believe. So yeah, no actual Disney content in this, but we are flying to Florida, so I wanted to use a Disney kit. I did actually fly out on my own and my husband joined us the next week on Tuesday. But for now, let's go over quickly the books I read. Most of my Disney weeks I didn't read very many books, but this week I was mostly in the UK, so I did read 3. So the first one I'm going to just quickly cover is The Subtle Knife, which is one of the Historic Material books. If you've watched one of my videos before, I've probably mentioned these because I do re-listen to them quite often, but it is essentially about, the second book in the Historic Materials trilogy. It is really excellent. I love this trilogy. They're some of my favourite books. They're technically middle grade, but I think they are more YA, and there's some quite serious topics discussed in them, and yeah, it's just a lot. So I wouldn't necessarily suggest middle grade actually read them, but essentially in this book, Lyra and Will meet, well actually you meet Will for the first time, and Lyra and Will meet themselves and they go on an adventure to find Will's dad in the long and the short of it. So let's go on to some of the more interesting books. So the first of them was Cat Lady, which I picked up from my local library, and essentially this is about Mia. She's made all the right choices, she's married, she's got a nice house, a good career, and there's a woman inside her trying to get out. She basically loves her cat more than anything else in her life. She does have a stepson who she has strong, she really cares about, but generally she cares more about her cat than anything else. She sleeps in a different bed from her husband and things like that. And essentially it is her journey of finding herself. It's almost like an adult coming of age book. She's in her 40s, and I really enjoyed this. I just think it's exactly what you need. Like, you don't have to fit in a box, you don't have to do all of these perfect things like have a house, get married, etc. to be the person that you want to be. And it's really sad in places as well, but I think it's a really, really like worthwhile book to read. I think it's really sweet and I really enjoyed it, so I gave it 4 stars. Like, there are reasons I didn't give it more than that, but I didn't really want to go into them. But yeah, so I gave it 4 stars. I would really recommend it. On the other hand, the other book I read is kind of in some ways similar, but not similar at all. And I suppose part of me probably didn't enjoy it as much because it's not a lifestyle I understand, if that makes sense. So this is a book that is about Kiko, I think that's how you say her name. Her parents were always worried that she wouldn't get on well in the real world. I think essentially she's autistic, so this is actually translated from Japanese, I believe. She gets a job at a convenience store during university. It's a predictable world mandated by the store manual. And sorry if you can hear my cat getting in the room, you probably can't because it's quite quiet, but it's quite cute from here. Yeah. So she finds the convenience store predictable, follows the rule of the store manual, and that dictates how workers should act and what they should say. She matches her co-workers' style of dress and speech patterns so she can play the part of a normal person. Age 36, she's still in this job, has never had a boyfriend and only has a few friends. She's comfortable in her life, but she's not living up to society's expectations, and that causes her family to worry about her. So yeah, and then somebody else, an alienated man, also comes to work at the store, and will that upset the status? I don't know, I don't really enjoy this because I don't know, I gave it 2.5 stars, so it's not like terrible, it was not for me, and I don't know whether that is something to do with like the translation, that it didn't quite come across, because like a couple of friends that I generally agree with gave it 4 and 3.5 stars, so I think my friends enjoyed it more than I did. But like, I did enjoy that it was about questioning societal expectations, but I don't know, it just didn't resonate with me in the same way as Cat Lady. So that's all I really have to say, which is good because we are pretty much on to the box. We're onto the boxes, so I still have some time to blabber about nothing. So there's that. I don't really know what I'm going to blabber about. I don't know whether to get into the day by day, because there is like bits I want to talk more about, particularly the weekend. So I don't know whether to start and just get ahead of myself or what to do. But anyway, how is everyone doing? I've been having a bit of a dip in my mental health, which is part of the reason I haven't come back to the channel earlier, I think. But I'm changing up my meds. I've been, since I came out of hospital last year, I've been on one antidepressant and one antipsychotic. Earlier this year we added a low dose of a 3rd antidepressant to try and help with my sleep, but we're now maximising the dose of that, so I'm, as of this week, I am now on max dose of 2 antidepressants and 1 antipsychotic. Things are a little bit better than they were a couple of weeks ago, and I'm hoping that like it keeps at this level, but you never know what's going to happen. I'm having talking therapy, that's probably new since the last time I was here with you. I'm having CBT, and what else is going on in my life that's new? I think that's kind of it, like, yeah, but all of August's videos are actually filmed. I just have to do the editing and voiceover and stuff, which, you know, takes a bit of time and energy, but isn't tons and tons. There's one that will be quite a lot of energy because there is a very big haul coming, and I think a lot of you will enjoy. But yeah, it's a chunk one, so could take me a while to edit. I don't really have anything else to say or think about or do. I don't think. I had a really lovely time in Disney with my family. We got some exciting news about my sister, which I'll probably get onto when we get onto the plan with me's, and stuff like that. What else happened? Yeah, it's been busy. I've had a lot of emotional things going on as well that I will get into as the weeks come on. Nothing particularly big or busy with my life, but with the people around me, and that like really affects me. I really feel things hard for other people, so there's that. But yeah, and I mean, yeah, that's kind of all I have to say. We're having a party on Saturday, on the day you're watching this, to celebrate mine and my husband's 30th, because it's his birthday on Thursday, the day you're seeing this, the 8th. And we're having a party on the 10th, and I get to see my bestie for the first time in ages. Like, it's been over a year since we've seen each other, and it's super sad. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Soph. Basically, we were going to see each other when she moved up north. Like, she's very, very north now. She moved from south to very, very north, like very north of Scotland. So we planned to see each other when she moved, but unfortunately that's when I really was not very well, so I wasn't up to it, sadly. So we just weren't able to. So it has been far too long, basically, in short. I don't really know what else I have to talk about. I'm on the last, I'm about halfway through the boxes now. I think I've got like a couple more minutes of boxes to go through. But I think I'm going to start on the day by day, because I mean, there's still 14 minutes left of this video, so I don't know. But I think I am going to start on the day by day in case like I want to like really chat about things, because there's quite a few things that are just like quickly not noted in that I might want to talk a bit more about. Though this is now ages ago. It is the day before this video comes up, so it is June, July, August, like 3 months later by the time I'm recording this voiceover, but I'll still remember things, I'm sure. So starting off with Monday, I marked that I slept in, which was probably a big deal at the time because I was sleeping really badly at this point, and that I was really tired. So that's the first few things. Then I worked on my portfolio. So in medicine, we have to keep up our portfolios, and that's like how they assess us each year as to whether like we progress in our careers or whether we need to do some more stuff and things like that. Then we did a big tidy of the house. Mess really like bothers my brain. I find it really difficult to focus and concentrate when there's a lot of mess going on around me, but luckily managed okay, and yeah, got the house nice and tidy. Then I did some editing, which, yeah, it feels like ages since I've done some editing. Today is the first time I've edited anything, and I've edited this and the video that's going up on Wednesday. Then had some adult time with my hubby-band, which was lovely as always. And then I did some planning. I don't know what planner I was playing in. I've just marked planning time, but that's fine. And then I worked on building my Lego. I think I was still building Harry Potter Hogwarts at this point, though I might have, oh no, I finished that the week before. So what was I building? Oh, I was building a micro Lego cat at this point, which is super cute. It's adorable. Micro Lego is really hard. I don't know whether you've ever used it, but like it's so much harder than regular Lego to like put together because it's just so much more fiddly. I don't know why it's so hard, but it is really, really difficult. But it's really cute, and I love like how small it is. Like this is like a lot of layers, and it makes it really, you can have like a lot more detail because it's smaller, if that makes sense. So you can put a lot more detail in. But yeah, the cat is very cute, so that's what I was building. Then on to the next day, I was at work because for those of you that don't know, I do work part-time. Because of my mental health, I only work days. I am a doctor. I don't work long days, evenings, nights at the moment to protect my mental health. I have actually seen or spoken to occupational health recently, and that advice is continuing. So yeah. So I work Tuesday, Thursday, every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and I just do days. But anyway, I was at work that day. Clearly nothing interesting happened at work because I've gone straight into marking CBT with Rory. This was my first official CBT session, my first official talking therapy session. I had met with Rory before to decide whether I wanted to go with CBT with him, because I did have the option of something else. It was a very, very interviewee, like he was just asking me lots of questions at the time. It was sort of part of the assessment process, but yeah, it was a lot. Came home and did odd jobs and bits and pieces, then did some packing ready for my Disney trip / Florida trip, and then did some more building of my Lego. On to the 8th, I started the day by working on my portfolio. So again, this is the same thing I was talking about on Monday. I am a GP trainee, for those of you who don't know. And then I had an appointment with my care coordinator, who is my mental health nurse. So she came over and we talked about things. I haven't marked what we talked about, so clearly it wasn't anything particularly like we were doing some perfectionism work. Then I did some editing and some life admin stuff. Just general bits and pieces to get ready for holiday, or like general bits and pieces of habits, things like that. Then I sorted a load of pins for Disney. We do trading of Disney pins. My parents were in Disney by here then, but I was basically trying to take photos of all of the pins so that we knew what we already had, so we didn't like get duplicates. So that was a lot of fun. I love pins and looking at them. I'm on a mission between now and the end of the year / next year at some point to get us displaying our pins, because we don't. Then I had some teaching. We do have a lot of teaching in GP, and we had an online session this afternoon. There had actually been a morning in-person session, but I had to miss it because of my appointment. Then I did some reading of Convenience Store Woman, which I've already talked about. Did a load more packing for Disney. Crocheted. I was checking that I could do the crochet I was taking with me. I do like to take something like crochet with me to Florida to work on in queues. I feel like it helps me. I don't know what I'm doing here with the scissors, but who knows. I'm clearly trimming something. I really don't know what. I'm really baffled by what I am doing. Especially when, I really don't know. I'm really confused. I don't know what I did. Anyway, then I was listening to The Subtle Knife while I was crocheting, which is the audiobook we talked about before. On to Thursday. I need to hurry up because it's the weekend I want to talk about more, and now I'm getting caught up. I should have just started talking about the day by day earlier. Why do I never learn these things? I slept really badly. I wasn't sleeping very well at this point at all, and then had a sort of lazy, slow start to the morning, just doing some odd jobs and things, mostly because I knew I had a busy day coming up. Because I then went to visit my grandpa. My parents were already abroad by this point. They went for a full month. In fact, like more than 31 days. So I went to visit my grandpa because my mum had already gone, and I wanted to see him before we went away. He is 99, so yeah, every time we go away we definitely want to see him before, because we know that we're lucky to have him every day. Then I had my smear, which is the pap smear, pap test. If you're American, but please, if you have had your letter or however it works in America and you haven't had your smear, please go and book your smear. It's important. Then I did some errands around the house, not even around the house, around town and stuff. And then I worked on my portfolio, had some more adult time with my hubby band. Did some mapping for Duke of Edinburgh, because me and my mum do lead Duke of Edinburgh, mostly my mum to be honest, but yeah. Then read some more of Convenience Store Woman, finished my cat and started building Haunted Mansion, Lego, and was listening to Amber Spyglass again. On to Friday. As I've said earlier in this video, I do work on Fridays, so it was a work day for me. I had a Teams call with my line manager, who I am still meeting regularly. When I got home, I did odd jobs around the house, like habits and stuff like that, and then I reballed wool to take on the plane, so it was a smaller quantity because I had 200 gram balls, so they were massive. But the way I did it, it took me forever. So I've literally put reball wool 5 ever, because it was like even longer than forever. And then I got really overwhelmed and stressed out because I needed to be ready because my flight was like the next morning. And then finished my packing pretty much and listened to some more of the Amber Spyglass, which is the next His Dark Materials book. On to Saturday, which is the day of my flight and going to America. So we were up very, very early, and my husband drove me across to Manchester. I, of course, napped because it's the only way to make me sleep. I am a child, like, guaranteed, if you put me in a car for a long journey, I will fall asleep. It is the only way I sleep well. It's really weird. Though, that being said, the last week I've been so tired that I slept really well, which is really unusual for me, so it's been nice. Anyhow, I then went to the airport lounge. We do have a premium credit card which allows us to use airport lounges, basically because We initially got it because it was a good deal for travel insurance for our honeymoon, and then we kept it because basically nowhere else insures me for travel insurance because I'm A, my mental health, and B, I had some gynae problems previously. So now it's just worth the money to have the travel insurance and the other benefits that the card comes with, even though it's expensive to have the credit card. But it is what it is. Anyway, then I had my flight to Orlando. As I've said previously, Soch didn't come out with me, he didn't fly with me, and yeah, it was a situation, basically because I wasn't going to be at work again, but he was, so I flew out a few days before him. So I was on my own. The flight was really empty on the way out. Like I was a window seat and I had the seat next to me free, but there was like lines, there was loads of middle seats free, like there was no people on like 4 seats in a row in several places. But anyway, on the flight I did lots of crocheting and I watched several movies. So I watched 3 movies. I watched Turning Red, which I really enjoyed. I can't believe I hadn't seen it yet. I love red pandas. We fed red pandas on our wedding day and like it was epic. So how I hadn't seen Turning Red is beyond me. Then I watched the Barbie movie and Disenchanted as well. I didn't really enjoy Disenchanted. I loved the Barbie movie, of course. But yeah, that was kind of most of my flight. I played cryptograms on my phone, which is basically a sort of puzzle where you put letters in things. Did some reading. Don't know what I was reading at this point, but I was reading. Landed, and that was sort of my flight. So I landed in the States. My weight for my bag was ridiculous. So most bags came through from our flight except maybe 50 of them, and there were loads of us sort of just waiting and nothing happened for over an hour, and like people were proper starting to kick off and we kept being told different things. They kept being like, oh, they're definitely here but they're still on the plane, we've lost the carts, they're just being checked in, and we just got about 70 different stories, and I was maybe waiting for an hour and a half after the last lot of bags, so probably more than 2 hours in total. It did mean that they like rushed us through oh my god, what's it called when you go through border control? Oh my god, I can't remember what it's called, where they rushed us through that, like they let us line jump because they felt so bad that we'd been waiting for so long, about like 50 of us for our bags. I felt really sorry for a couple of people. There were some people with like youngish families that I felt bad for. There were other people that was a pregnant woman and there was someone with a newborn baby, and I felt so bad for them. At least like I was on my own, so it was kind of fine. I just listened to my audiobook, even though you're not meant to. Whoops. And then I drove for the first time in the States and I was so proud of myself. Mum or Dad were going to meet me, but like it just didn't work out, and I told them they shouldn't anyway. And I was so proud of myself. I did really well with the drive. It's the first time I've driven on the other side of the road on the right. So yeah, that was cool. Then we went out for dinner. We went for an Indian meal that was really tasty. So my nephew and my sister, who were already there, then my nephew wanted me to read him his bedtime stories and stuff, so I did that. In fact, I think I put him to bed this night. I can't remember. I've put Felix bedtime, so I probably did put him to bed. And then I did some unpacking in our room. On to Sunday. It was my first full day in the States, and got up super early because we were going on a long drive, and I was reading Love of My Afterlife in the car. We stopped at Cracker Barrel for breakfast because what is an American road trip without like some sort of amazing breakfast, and we love Cracker Barrel, so yeah, went to Cracker Barrel. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I love Cracker Barrel. I think I got the French toast with like fruit and stuff. It was really good. Then we went to the state park in Florida. It's called something like Wishy Weary, but I can't remember the name of it and it's really bad. But anyway, I need to hurry up. We saw they have lots of theming around mermaids and stuff, so we saw the mermaid show, and then they also have some animals, so they did an animal show. They have a splash park and a pool there, so we went there. Then I went to Walmart with my dad because we love Walmart. Then I did my nephew's bedtime again, but I was absolutely exhausted, so I went and collapsed into bed. And that is it for this video. I've already shown you my leftovers. I knew this would end up in a rush. I don't know why I didn't start earlier, but anyway, comment, like down below, all that kind of jazz. Look how gorgeous this turned out. Look at all that sparkly holly. I am obsessed. Thank you for watching. Comment, like down below. Don't let me know what you think of this spread. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.